Hello, welcome to News Panorama, coming to you live from Jos NTA Network Center. Health Minister visits Jos University Teaching Hospital, calls for collective efforts to enhancing healthcare delivery. Federal government reiterates commitment to providing affordable housing for Nigerians as 9th National Council on Lands, Housing and Urban Development ends in Jos. More communities sign peace agreement. I am Felicia Daliob Samaila. An extraordinary meeting has been convened on national security. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the meeting was summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari to critically analyze and find lasting solutions to the prevailing challenges of security in parts of the country. In attendance at the crucial meeting are Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, Chief of Staff to the President, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ministers of Defense, Interior, Police and Foreign Affairs, as well as the National Security Advisor. Others include the Service Chiefs and the Acting Inspector General of Police, Directors General, Department of State Services, and the National Intelligence Agency, Director of Defense Intelligence, and other stakeholders. NTA News will keep you posted on the outcome of the meeting when made public. The President has condoled families of citizens who lost their loved ones in the recent spate of killings in Benue State. The reports.
To the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President notes with disappointment and sadness to hear Samuel Ortom, the Governor of Benue State, makes a litany of accusations against his person and his government, following the recent unfortunate incidents in the state, arguing that no responsible government takes pleasure in the killing of its military and that of innocent citizens taking refuge in an internally displaced people's camp. President Buhari says he is deeply pained by the terrible acts of violence happening not only in Benue State, but also in other parts of the country, and expects that the law enforcement agencies will go to every possible extent to fish out the perpetrators of these heinous acts and bring them to justice. He notes that lives of citizens should not be desecrated by deploying them in political diatribe, which unfortunately appeared to be the intent of the string of emotional attacks and blame laid at the doors of the President by Governor Ortom following the killings. President Buhari took an oath to defend the life and property of every citizen, a duty he takes seriously and is committed to upholding. Those citizens, regardless of their affiliations, who either incite, sponsor or are proven to be arbiters of these atrocities will face the law, and much more will be answerable for their crimes against citizens and nation. President Buhari continuously stresses that the strength of our country lies in our diversity in faith, culture and traditions, and attempts to sharpen the divide between northern and southern Nigeria, Muslim and Christians, and between communities that have coexisted for centuries should be frowned upon and resisted. As Nigerians, we accuse colonial rulers of the policy of divide and rule. Today, it is our own leaders who put region against region, religion against religion, ethnic group against ethnic group, and community against community. The future of Benue State, and indeed that of the entire country, lies in harmony and respect for law and the Constitution, which are only sure way to achieve progress and development. The statement also said, while the President will continue to keep security, police and the armed forces on their toes, appealed to everyone to work together on the foundation of progress to achieve prosperity. It further said Benue State under the Ortom administration ought to cooperate with the federal government in the implementation of a number of national strategies and programs in addressing underlying issues militating against peace, progress and development, adding that this can still get done when the interest of the people is placed above all other interests, as governments voted into office by the people should treat the people as its masters and not as servants.
Nigeria is prioritizing innovation and technology investments in agriculture so as to transform the sector to attract young people and scale up productivity. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this in his remark delivered virtually at the 2021 high-level dialogue on feeding Africa. Jide Onifade reports.
During the COVID lockdowns, we trained and deployed over 34,000 graduates, young graduates, all over the country.
Highlighting the programs of the federal government listed as the Economic Sustainability Plan, the National Livestock Transformation Plan, and the Green Imperative Project to ensure agricultural transformation in Nigeria, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says implementation of the initiative is already yielding impressive results.
Part of the plan also is the establishment of about 142 privately owned agro-processing service centers, which will also be established to address post-harvest losses, path to market and supply chain challenges, and train about 100,000 new extension agents to address farmer advisory service delivery challenges with new technology and practice adoption.
The Vice President notes that the organizers of the dialogue on food security, the African Development Bank, the International Food for Agricultural Development, and other partners deserve commendation for holding the important dialogue on perhaps the most crucial development issue, emphasizing that the future must involve making agriculture attractive to young people. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Dr. Osage Ehanire says collective effort is key in improving the health sector in the face of doubting global challenges. Thus, he stated this during his visit to Jos University Teaching Hospital. Belkis Nuhu has details.
On arrival at the Jos University Teaching Hospital, the minister visited the intensive care unit and the multi-drug resistant units, where he was briefed on the day-to-day running of the units. At the in vitro fertilization center, Dr. Ehanire was taken round by the head of the unit, Dr. Patrick Daru, who informed him that the center became functional last year and has successfully delivered 3 sets of babies, triplets, twins, and a singleton.
That's an ICSI machine behind the cameraman there, which does most of the embryo fertilization.
Dr. Ehanire then inaugurated a molecular biology laboratory at the hospital, which is an all-encompassing laboratory for all kinds of tests, and was taken round by the head of microbiology, Dr. Mark Okolu.
President of the Republic, for the benefit of mankind, I hereby declare this lab open.
Chief Medical Director, Jos University Teaching Hospital, Professor Edmund Banworth, commended the minister for his purposeful leadership in the face of the global pandemic and noted that the COVID-19 intervention has improved their services and also appealed for more intervention in terms of manpower.
The tariff of the teaching hospitals or the hospitals should be looked into so that we will not transfer the cost of this to the patients, because if we don't, we will not be able to sustain services. So recruitment of staff is usually very tedious. Some of the waivers can be waived for teaching hospitals to recruit staff. That would be great.
Responding, Dr. Osage acknowledged the effort of management and staff of JUT, especially during the trying times which has affected every sphere of life, and urged all to complement government's effort in meeting the growing needs of all.
Our health system is not exactly as strong as theirs, but we have been lucky and we have also been proactive in many ways that we have been spared much worse. But we know that this problem is not over, and we need to be on our guard. We need to put emphasis on preventive measures. We need to be proactive with what we call the non-pharmaceutical interventions, public health measures, to make sure that we reduce the risk of the burden, of a high burden.
This is the first visit of the Minister of Health to Jute since his appointment in 2019. In Jos, Bilkis Nuhu, NTA News.
Healthcare delivery has received a boost in Plateau State following the donation of medical equipment to the state by AIDS prevention initiatives in Nigeria. Caleb Gochin has details.
The items comprise of refrigerators, solar panels, batteries, inverters, consultant tables, and other accessories. Head Plateau Office, EPIN, Dr. Solomon Wekpe, said the intervention by EPIN is born out of the need to address health challenges confronting communities in the state.
Actually into diseases of public health importance with reference to HIV, AIDS, TB, malaria, and what have you. And generally as an organization, we partner with the State Ministry of Health and the health facilities. And periodically we do go for assessment, and based on the needs we found on ground, we felt there is a need for us to intervene appropriately.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Martin Polycarp Azud, expressed appreciation to EPIN for being worthy partners who have always been there for the ministry. He noted that the state cannot meet all the health needs of the citizens without the collaboration and support of stakeholders. One of the beneficiaries commended EPIN for the gesture and promised to put the equipment to proper use for the benefit of citizens.
The good working relationship that we're having with our partners is paying off. We are strengthening our relationships, and so many things are coming into the health sector. So it is going to trickle down to the populace, no matter where they are found. If you look at the health facilities, some are in the rural areas, and they are going to benefit from such equipment.
We receive a lot from RTU. We receive training from RTU all the time, since we transferred to join them.
7 health facilities are current beneficiaries of EPIN's intervention across the state. In Jos, Caleb Gochin, NTA News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has confirmed 62 new cases of COVID-19 in the country. In the latest figures released by the center, Lagos has 38 new infections. Kaduna and Ondo states have recorded 6 new cases each, while Ogun has 3 new cases. Others are the FCT, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers states with 2 new infections each, while Edo, Kano, and Oyo states complete the day's tally with 1 new infection each. Nigeria has now recorded a total of 165,055 confirmed cases of COVID-19, out of which 155,041 have been treated and discharged, while 2,063 persons have died of the virus. Plateau State's government says it has so far administered 42,000 doses of vaccine on the people, expressing satisfaction with their turnout at various locations. Saadatu Mohammed Kafa has an update on the first phase of the exercise.
Out of the 105 doses of the vaccine delivered to Plateau State, so far 42,000 jabs have been administered to mostly frontline workers and aged. The Plateau State Immunization Officer says once the first phase of vaccine is concluded, only those who took the first jab will be allowed to take the second dose.
We have retrieved all the remaining balance of the vaccines at the various local government, and as what is obtainable there, if you receive the first dose, you are expected to receive the second dose as from 8 to 12 weeks, which we equally inform those that actually took the first dose, that is the first jab. It is indicated in their cards when they are supposed to come back for the second dose. So if we are done with the first phase,
He appealed to residents to avail themselves at the various designated locations.
An imbalance of 10,000 doses that hopefully by Friday we are expected to close all the vaccination processes in the state.
Stakeholders say the vaccine has no side effects as it is free, safe and effective. In Jos, Saadat Muhammad Kafa, NTA News.
And joining me in the studio, we have Dr. Ninkom Indamlar, Commissioner for Health, Plateau State, to review the first phase of COVID-19 vaccination in the state. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Let's begin this way. The first phase of COVID-19 vaccination has ended in Plateau State. How did it go?
Well, I think on the average, we did well. Because the vaccines were given to us with specification, the people to give. And I think we have been able to capture as much of those people mentioned in the vaccination. So I think we did well.
Okay, you did well, but not without its challenges, I'm sure. So what were some of those challenges encountered?
Well, we even have some challenges, even with the health workers. Some of them refuse to take the vaccine. And one wonder why it is you are the one at risk, because people sick is when they manage, and when the vaccine came, some of them were resistant in taking the vaccine. So definitely that was a big challenge. That was some challenge to us, because not all the healthcare workers got the vaccine. So that's one of the challenges. Despite the conspiracy theories that people are talking about in the media, we still have some challenge within the health sector. So that is a challenge.
Okay. Now, how then are you preparing for the second phase?
Well, as you mentioned from the state immunization officer, we still have some doses that we can give people up to now. Because we are thinking for the next few days, we'll open the portal and be able to register, because we have about 10,000 doses of vaccine that we can give to people. We have enough vaccine that we can give for the second jab or second dose. So that is not a problem. And we are thinking that, yes, when it's going to affect other health workers, because other people 50 years and above, people with comorbidities, definitely there will be more sensitization. We need to sensitize them the more before we start that process.
Okay. Now, at the moment, are there enough vaccine to still administer to people who have not taken the first dose of the vaccination?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. I said we have up to 10,000.
Okay.
They can give people that want to take now.
Okay.
And then we have the reserve for the people that are going to take the second dose. So we still have for people that want to take the vaccine. And we are going to go on the air again. I encourage people to still come and take your vaccine. It's available.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on Panorama.
Okay, thank you.
Panorama will continue after the break. Stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. Federal government says it is committed to providing accessible and affordable housing for all Nigerians. Minister of State, Ministry of Works and Housing, Abubakar Aliyu, was speaking at the 9th National Council on Lands, Housing and Urban Development in Jos. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
It is said that approximately more than 20 million Nigerians are faced with housing deficit. Rising population, rapid urban migration, and uncoordinated government policies are some of the critical factors deepening this housing gap. Critical players involved in land, housing, and urban development at the federal and state levels are brainstorming to chart a way forward for Nigerians to access affordable housing.
At the end of the meeting, resolutions will be arrived at that will go a long way in reviving the housing sector.
Employment professionals work hand in hand to save the cases of building collapse at the time of housing deficit is on the increase.
Minister of State, Ministry of Works and Housing said the federal government has supported businesses through loans, provision of survival loans and VAT exemptions for businesses with less than 25 million naira turnover to ease the burden of housing affordability.
Because self-government control much more land, the use of the land as a law as a tool to enable cooperatives within their states to build can be very impactful in changing the affordability and accessibility paradigms in the COVID-19 era and beyond.
Governor Simon Lalong said Plateau State government's approach on effective and affordable housing delivery is anchored on the public-private partnership in acquisition of land for citizens.
To avoid into such initiative, we also approved a 15% discount on all land-related charges in the state. This has seen many people also taking advantage of the opportunity to formalize their land implementation.
The theme for the 9th annual meeting is Housing Delivery in the COVID-19 Era and Beyond, the Strategies for Affordability and Accessibility. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
The Relief Foundation of ECWA has called on communities in Plateau State to continue to live in peace for meaningful development to thrive. Project Manager, Relief Foundation of ECWA, Sunday Mark, made the plea during the signing of a peace memorandum of understanding between the district head of Rob, Barkin-Ladi, and the Ardo of Fulani. Dongchung reports.
The signing of the Memoranda of Understanding is geared toward enhancing corporate and mutual understanding as well as economic well-being of Barkin-Ladi residents and to further promote peaceful coexistence.
You say it's desirous of partnering with deserving and qualified non-governmental organizations such as the NTA to promote religious harmony, peaceful coexistence and social cohesion in crisis-prone communities.
Major key stakeholders who signed the Peace Pact include Chairman Barkin-Ladi, Dajok Alamba, the Gomre of Barkin-Ladi, Dajang Mashat, representative from the JNI, Ishak Isa, and the Christian Association of Nigeria. They all advocated for continuous dialogue between Christians and Muslims in Barkin-Ladi to embrace peace through religious tolerance.
A lot of people have been displaced. They have left their houses. Most of them are scattered all over, and there's nowhere better than home. So crisis will not help us at all. So we should embrace peace.
The MOU that has just been signed today between the two major faiths here in Barkin-Ladi, I say it is a very, very welcome idea, and I'm very, very pleased with it.
They should try and bring them in together so that at the end, this project will not be selective to a particular group or particular tribe or particular religion.
Signing this memorandum of understanding will bring unity to both adherents of Islam and Christianity. Secondly, it will develop our communities.
Meanwhile, the Equa Relief Foundation promised to establish social amenities in their area to build succor to the people as part of measures to strengthen their relationship. There were question and answer sessions by participants on the factor responsible for conflicts in their community and the way forward. From Barkin Ladi, Tumchin, NTA News.
That has been Panorama today. Remember to be a star. Join NTA in the campaign against rape and rapists. Good afternoon.